What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into the channel. Today I have a really important video, probably my best video in a while for you guys today. Something that is going to be extremely helpful to all of you and is potentially extremely helpful to basically any Madden player because it can extend to multiple different game modes. So today we're going to talk about how to prevent and how to fix glitched playbooks in Madden 20 and Madden 21, because this is most certainly going to carry over to Madden 21. These glitches have been in the game for 2 or 3 years now at the least, and they don't seem to be intending to put any effort into fixing glitched playbooks or errors with playbooks in the future. So we're at the playbook screen, the custom playbook screen, and I want to talk about the first couple things that you can do to prevent your playbook from glitching in the first place. The first thing that you want to do to prevent your playbook from glitching in the first place is when you go in to edit a playbook. Like, let's say I go in to create a playbook here from the Arizona Cardinals playbook. What you need to do, and this really kind of sucks, but what you really need to do is if you're going to edit this playbook, you need to do everything in one go. I've been doing a lot of testing recently, and what I've found out is that the more you save a playbook, the more you make adjustments to a playbook, the more you save it over and over again, the more it glitches out. And basically the second tip that I need to give you guys is there is no real good way to fix a glitched playbook. Once it glitches once, you're going to get that glitch to recur over and over and over again. I've done so many things to try to fix glitched playbooks, and none of them work. And we're going to get into all those different things that you're going to want to prevent from happening in the first place when you're creating the playbook. We'll get into those in a second. But like I said, you want to prevent the saving of a playbook over and over and over again. So whenever you create a playbook, you essentially need to do it in one go, which means you need to have the information ready, or you need to do your testing beforehand and get all your information on what plays you want to have together, what you want your audibles to be, what you want your game plan to be in terms of like how often you run these plays, what you give the stars for each play. You need to have that information done first time you do the playbook, because otherwise, if you save it a second time, save it a third time, it's going to glitch. At least in, I would say, 95% of the times that I've done it. The second time I save a playbook, even if I'm not making edits to it, it starts to glitch. So get your playbook done correctly the first time. The second and the most important tip that I'm going to give you guys to prevent your playbooks from being glitched is when you're creating your playbook, there are hidden maximums on all of these situations. So when you're creating an offensive playbook, you have the first down, second and long, second and medium, so on and so forth situations. And you can add a ton of plays to these, but there's a ceiling on how many plays you can actually add at this screen. And you can go over this ceiling, and if you save the playbook while you have gone over the ceiling of the number of plays in any one of these situations, your playbook will glitch. And you'll get issues like we talked about, like, your offense not showing up on the field, or your defense not showing up on the field, or if you're doing simulation football, your team punts on second down or punts on first down. I've had it happen to me so many times recently, and I've been doing a lot of effort to try to put this video together to give you guys some hard and fast rules on what to avoid when creating your custom playbooks. So what is the cap on each of these downs? How many plays can you have in here, and how can you go over the cap and create a problem for yourself? Well, first things first, whenever you're putting plays into a specific situation, you can come to this screen and you can press square. And you can remove a play or you can add a play. This is the way that I recommend adding plays to this situation, because if you go over the number, then you're not going to, or if you hit the max, you're not going to have the option to add a play. It's going to be grayed out for you. So you're going to be able to tell real quick whether you've hit the cap or not. But the cap is 30 plays under each one of these situations. If you end up putting in more than 30 plays, you're going to create a problem for yourself. So if we go through here, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 plays. The way that you can accidentally go over this cap is if I go to my playbook here, and let's say I rate this play for, I rate all these plays for first down, so I need to rate 11 more plays for first down, or 12 more, I guess, to go over the cap. I'm just going to rate a ton of them just to do it and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, because it'll gray out for you if you do this incorrectly, if you end up doing this. Now, what I want to say is you can do this as long as you don't save the playbook. You can go over the cap as long as you don't save the playbook. If you go over the cap and you find out that you've gone over the cap and you go to this first down situation and you know that you're over the cap because you press edit plays and this add play one is grayed out. See, I can't click on this now. I'm over the cap of how many plays I can have in this specific situation. If you find out that you've gone over the cap, do not save your playbook. Remove plays until you can see the add play thing pop up and actually be an option for you again. So I'm just going to go through and remove some plays until it goes to add plays, and I leave it on the add play. I don't go up to 30. I actually put 28 or 29 plays in each situation, even less if I'm not comfortable with it. So this is where you're safe. If you're seeing this where it says add play under every single one of these situations, you're not going to get glitches because of that. What happens is if you have more than the maximum number of plays under one of these situations, is your playbook glitches out because it glitches out the logic behind what's going on here. You know, you can rate plays for how often you want them to be run or how often you want them to come up, and it glitches out the logic, and for some reason it really screws up the playbook. So this is especially prevalent for simulation leagues, because you'll cause yourself to punt on first, second, and third down like every drive if you go over this play limit. And it doesn't matter which one of these you go over for. I could go over for the run out the clock situation and I could be on first down and my team would punt the ball. There's no correlation between it. It glitches out the entire logic of the playbook and how often the plays get run if you go over that limit. That is the most important thing. And in addition to that, if you go over this limit, what ends up happening to you is, you know, the other glitches that happen, even if you're doing a user-to-user game where, you know, certain formations don't show up or your team just doesn't show up on the field. I don't know why those glitches happen, but you can prevent that from happening if you don't go over the cap of 30 plays. I say 29 plays to be safe on every single one of these situations. Now, the other thing to consider is what ends up happening is if you get close to the total play count, the 500 play count in the bottom right, you tend to create issues for yourself. So what I mean by that is there's a lot of playbooks like the Raiders, for example, that I've been testing a little bit. If you utilize the Raiders playbook, they come in with like 480 or 490 plays. If you add any plays to their playbook, you're going to glitch the playbook out. You need to remove plays before you can add more plays in. I took the Raiders playbook down, and I take most of my playbooks down to 350 plays because that's the only position that I've found comfortable where I know that my playbook's not going to glitch out. I take my playbook's plays way down so that I'm comfortable that it's not being maxed out. For whatever reason, Madden's system cannot handle that number of plays. It destroys the logic of the game, and it basically creates your playbook to glitch. That is one of the number one things that's going to create your playbook to glitch. Another thing that's going to create your playbook to glitch or create glitches for you, and this is probably the final tip in terms of how to prevent glitches from happening, is having duplicate plays. Now, this isn't as consistent because there are some duplicate plays that you can have in different formations. Like, you know, if we go to single back, for example, every single play is, or every single formation, or most of the formations in single back are going to have a halfback dive play. So if I go to single back here, you know, if I put the halfback dive in each of these formations, that is not necessarily going to glitch the play. You know, if I go to, you know, ace double wing and put in the halfback dive, and I put in the halfback dive in ace, that's not necessarily going to cause it to glitch. But what I find is if you put too many of the same play in the playbook, it will tend to glitch it. One of the most common plays that I notice they glitch with is, let me see if I can find it. It's this motion play, the flanker drive, and there are other, it's like a, like a flood drive or something like that. This play where you get that blue route where the circle receiver comes in motion and then does a drag across the field or a little bit of a slant across the field. If you have too many of these plays in your playbook, it will glitch it out. I've noticed this because there's like, I don't know, 10 or 15 different places that you can put this play into your playbook. And if you end up with too many of them, that tends to glitch the playbook out. So what I recommend for you is I recommend that you try to only have individual plays in your playbook. You know, you can do a couple of dive plays and a couple of counter plays and, you know, similar named plays, but try to prevent putting 10 of the same play in the same playbook, because that is one of the biggest tips that will help you prevent your playbook from glitching out. So like I said, the biggest tips are, do not save your playbook multiple times. If you need to edit it, it's unfortunate, and if it's glitched, it's unfortunate, but you're going to have to start from scratch. That's the biggest thing, is that if it ends up being glitched, I have yet to find a way to unglitch a playbook. If you guys know something yourselves that would unglitch a playbook, let me know down in the comment section. We can help everybody out in the community. But aside from that, once your playbook's glitched, you have to build another playbook from the ground up. Now, what I'll do if I have a playbook that's glitched is I'll go in here to the situations and I'll just take pictures of the plays that I have in those situations that I've learned that I like. And then I can just easily add them to a new playbook. So it will save you some time if you go in here to your glitched playbook and take pictures of the plays that you want and add them in, but make sure that, again, you're not going over the 30 play cap at each one of these situations. I don't know why there's a 30 play cap. I just found out by counting that there's a 30 play cap, and like I said, you can accidentally go over the 30 play cap if you're rating your plays from the whole My Playbook screen. You can even rate your plays from the All Plays screen. So if I go and add this play, I can press square to rate it, and I can put it into multiple different situations. And by doing this, you can override that cap. You can end up with 50 plays in a single situation. I've ended up with even more plays than that in a single situation, and that's how I found this out the hard way, and that's what breaks it. That's what causes issues. So if you avoid these things, if you avoid going over these situation caps, if you avoid going near the overall play cap, if you avoid putting in, tons of duplicates of the same play, you're going to give yourself a good chance of not glitching your playbook. Like I said, I'm sorry, it's unfortunate, but if your playbook is glitched already, you're going to have the issue where you're going to have to restart from scratch. And the only tip I can give you if you have to restart from scratch is to come to this play situation area where you have your plays rated and take a picture of your highest rated plays and make sure you copy them over into your new playbook. That's the only thing I can give you. But hopefully this helps you guys out in some way. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of testing, and the only thing that prevents me from having glitched playbooks is the things that I mentioned, and they are pretty consistent. I've made multiple playbooks, and every single time, if I avoid doing these specific things, especially going over this situation play cap of 30, then my playbooks don't glitch, and that helps me out tremendously. So hopefully this helps you guys out in some way. If it does, make sure you leave a like on the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I really hope this helps somebody out there, because this helped me out tremendously, and it put me through a lot of pain to have to find this stuff out, because I'm so sick of, I'm running simulation games. I'm so sick of my team punting on first, second, and third down, and I'm doing everything I can to try to unglitch my playbook, and unfortunately you just can't unglitch a playbook. Like I said, if you have to add in or edit any plays, it's unfortunate, but you might glitch your playbook out. So hopefully it helped you out in some way. Hope you guys have a good day. Have a good one. See ya.